Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to edition 21 of Upstream on Trusted TV. I'm Neil March with a little bit less hair than the last time you saw me, thanks to a concept I've been introduced to known as DIY haircuts. Anyway, on the show today, it's the usual mix. We've got some live lockdown performances, some new videos. We got an anniversary video celebrating a duo that I've been playing on both this show and the radio show. And of course, we've got a cool interview too. But kicking off, Project Blackbird, who were interview guests on the last but one episode of this series. They were talking then about the imminent release of their second album, If This Is the End. Well, we now have the video for the title track. This is Project Blackbird and If This Is the End.
Unbelievably wonderful.
Here is the dark, a broken star. Spiraling through the ground. Your voice got left behind. How lost you are. None of the words you know come out. When the fear returns, don't be afraid. If this is the end, begin. And when you can start again, be wise, be brave. Give what is yours, receive, be thankful.
Well, Tudor Araka is an artist who I've been banging the drum about for about 3 years now, since I first wrote about him for Fresh and the Net. He has such a distinct and original style of Yorkshire kind of hip hop and grime. And it feels like finally he could be on the cusp of a major breakthrough in 2021. I certainly hope so. So I'm thrilled that he's allowed me to have this video of the new single, The Trials and Tribulations of CEO, is Tudor Araka featuring Tawanda.
I remember you went to prison, and I don't know whether that was the shift in your life or whether you just had time to think and you were thinking, this is not the life I want for myself. I remember we're in the Welly nightclub. I remember you came through the crowd and you found me. And I remember you said to me, I just want to say to you that I'm so sorry for the way I've behaved towards you for like the last, I think it was like 5 years. And you're like, I'm just so sorry, like I was lost.
Shit, listen, I was born head and road like the rest of you champs. See, and now I gotta give the Lord thanks. I thank God that Rue's still here, cause imagine if he died when his belly got shanked. Who stayed, who ran like Hanks? Who fought, who's down like Anks? DP ran about 10 red lights, cause Rue's top was red like Manx. How can I sleep at night when I've been through so many mad situations? Slept in so many stations. Young black boy on probation. In a gang with one Italian, one mixed race boy and 20 Caucasians. And we had 3 bad boy Asians. So don't talk about United Nations. Where was you when I nearly got killed by about 6 bummies in a nightclub toilet? I bet your ass would avoid it. My boys on the board like Hoyler. Yeah, it could have been a rap quite easy, and I know some of you enjoyed it. So you know I gotta shout out Moo and shout out Sam, them boys destroyed it. You know what? No love for the CPS, but them lot save me a whole lot of stress. I got nicked for a section 18 that could have turned my life to a mess. Self-defense so my time was less. Young and dumb and wanting to impress. When I went jail, no S on my chest. That in and out stuff be a mug's game. There's so much more than your hood fame. Yourself is the one that you should blame. When your ass gets rough for your 2 chains. That bad man chat so mundane. Don't front like a lion in the jungle. We all know you're the bottom of the food chain. I grew up with a chav mentality. From a young kid I lost my sanity. I was lost and I didn't have clarity. In a bubble, no need for reality. You can't be mad at me. Where I come from, it goes down like gravity. No self-love, no one knows about vanity. But I was rare, and I didn't fit right in. Always had a screw face, never had a grin. Up and down the street like I played on the wing. I was that leader when everyone was dim. So much shit that I took on my chin. You couldn't last 1 hour in my trainers. In the 90s with this colour as your skin. I'm still here, and all that shit just made me. I won't complain, and I won't cry like a baby. I just do me, whilst everyone else be saying me. Just cause I'm from Yorkshire, when you see me bro, it's not all gravy. 10 plus years they all thought I was crazy. Survived my peers cause man was never lazy. Out here grafting when nobody paid me. Sold CDs in a bag from JD. I did try help but them man snaked me. Spirit too high for you to ever take me. Too stubborn to forget what happened. If you see me, don't try and embrace me. I know one Gavin, I don't know nothing about Stacey. Got a good wife, I don't want another lady. I don't want beef cause that can get tasty. I don't want smoke, please girls don't chase me. Been in the studio a lot more lately, trying to make songs that will change my life. And I won't give it up for a B that's brazy. No bringings, put in some hours. Stand on your own so I've earned these powers. I was on the front line when it wasn't cool. Don't jump in now, you man are cowards. I'll explode like them twin towers. On a set or a stage man showers. And the scene might rate you more, but I'm trying to take your fans and make them ours. That's real, that's you lot too. You're for the culture, that's not true. We all want money for the things we've done, and we all want praise for the things we do. And fair play if you're the one that blew. There's elements I can take from a few. I got love for the rappers that stand out. Give respect where respect is due.
And I just want to say that I'm just so proud of you from where you've come from all the trials and tribulations and all the struggles you've been through. Like, we've come to a point where you're winning, bro. Like, you're winning.
Well, Graham Cummings performs under the name GCM Audio. He's been getting played on my radio show, and he sent us this wonderful video for a brand new track from him. It's GCM Audio, and this is called Hataku. Well, just towards the very end of 2020, I received a very sad news from my good friend George Harris about the death of his partner, Alison O'Pallis, who was very much the heartbeat of the band Rookery. I was fortunate that Rookery played a wonderful gig for me at Vanishing Point at the Ivy House back at the end of 2018. And they've also appeared several times on this show as well. So it's a rather poignant moment to be able to have this video as a tribute and a reminder of what a fantastic band they are. This is Rookery and Something Happened.
Seem to echo the ongoing crisis outside. The bigger picture rode on to speak, just occurring in a movement frequency, treatments all so often overlapping the circles building. As it gave way in roving raps, it's gone beyond any comic term that could break the illusion. Processing of information in incredible stir. It occurred to me from decreasing ripples into waves, high in the tit for tat, just repeating over, near crushing. The record clicks, jumps and glitches, missing some sound information, giving up on the jets. Yes, now and never on those alternative scopes. Oh, forever burning some trouble on those hooks. Will the horses ever run again? Watching in the corner cafe, fancy dressed kings and queens with queens and kings, edges of gold dissolved into plastic cups. Hang them up, given time slots, feeding their clickbait, ignoring some reasoning. Those faces turn red and the anger poises and pursues. Some form it starts to feel patronized and cornered. In the calm breeze. On a day like that, you need to get away. run with kites up into the hills, feeding the soul, needing to try and dry the point, and not rise to the off-the-cuff tattle. Time puts things into perspective, building measures that correctly show stretches on a late shift. Horizons glow when all gives way, falling to the brazen tool, shuttered hope, climate trolls forever germinating land beyond this. Gargoyles on the terrace cover the markings of hearing them sing in tones of deep frustration. Discussions carry through now to a touch of depending on overtoning. Edges of the gold dissolved into a plastic cup.
Well, a short time ago, I played for the first time on my radio show the Chicago-based artist Diane Marie Klober with a track called No Pause in Rhythm, which went down extremely well. So I'm very, very pleased that Diane has now allowed me to have the video. Here it is. It's Diane Marie Klober with a clever song and a clever video too. And this is called No Pause in Rhythm.
Without flaw or regret, no pause in rhythm, no pause in rhythm. This is a system of reflection. It's easy to see the connection. Found harmony when I left them. Until I gave my all, I didn't quit them. I fell in the puddle, another puzzle. I fell in the puddle, a big wet puddle. another puzzle. No pause in rhythm, no pause in rhythm. Take my wish, oh falling star, grant me my desire, give a kiss to ailing heart. Take my wish, oh falling star, I deserve what I desire, give a kiss to ailing heart and heal my weary mind. I found a puzzle, another puzzle. I found a puzzle, a big wet puzzle, another puzzle. No pause in rhythm.
Well, just about a year ago, Kay from Germany met with Sami from Finland, initially online. They did eventually meet in person too, and formed the duo Platronic. Later in that year, they also had one of the most popular songs on my radio show of last year with the song Dreams, and they now have a new single out, which I'm also playing on the radio, and which we hope to have the video for on a forthcoming edition of Upstream. But in the meantime, here they are to tell you about the story of how Platronic came to be.
It all started in 2019 on Instagram with the idea of doing a track together with Kay in the foreseeable future. I really liked her voice and her songs very much. On EBM Day, the 24th of February 2020, it surprisingly turned into a real duo.
I had already given up finding someone on the same wavelengths when this Finnish producer called Sami sent a video to me. A piano intro that touched me deeply. Immediately I had a vocal melody and lyrics for his composition in my head, and I sent it over to him.
It felt like we understood music the same way. I was excited. By the way, we are talking about our song Dreams.
Yeah. Our first release was Pride in July 2020, and it has been very well received by the indie electronic music scene.
At the end of August, we finally got to meet and rehearsed together for the first time in Helsinki. And there we also shot our debut video for our second single, Dreams, which reached position 17 on the official German alternative charts.
We were so happy, and the feedback was stunning. Music experts from the UK and the US describe our style as an interesting mix of bands like Kyrian Camera, VNV Nation and ABBA, but still sounding unique. Wow.
As for our style, it's a mix of things we like in music, from old school technical sounds to melodies and harmonies. And we like to explore music, not limit ourselves to a genre or two. The freedom to do our thing, that's what we like, and I believe when it's exciting for us, it sounds fresh and original to the audience too.
By the way, our new single is going to be released on the 15th of March, and we are currently working on a very special video for it. Platronic, as a binational duo, wants to support the Love is Not Tourism movement for couples living far apart, and we decided to dedicate our next single, Maybe Someday, to those couples all over the world who are longing and suffering.
Well, emotional electronic music, that's what we are doing since 1 year now. And there's much more to come.
We are looking very much forward to compose more music that makes your heart beat faster.
Well, it is an actual fact that on the first ever edition of this program, the very first video you saw was by the amazing North London contemporary punk band Healthy Junkies. So I'm really, really pleased that we got their new video on this show. It's Healthy Junkies and Streets of Olympia. Well, the latest edition of the Music Diary of Sparkly Spooky, which goes out at 8 p.m. every Thursday on the Trusted Doc TV channel, was a double header in which Sparkly talked about how the vision she has of the music industry has changed. Well, we thought you'd like to see both parts of that again tonight. So here's the first one. Over to Sparkly.
The vision has changed in my music. When I first started out, I wanted to be like Eminem and 50 Cent, and everything was very superficial. You know, you're like, yeah, we do rapping, bling, 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 because that's what they tend to make it look like on the outside. You know, it's all like, oh, you know, I've got more money than you. You've got more money than me. All about money. But now and then I found my true self, my true inner self. It was just there the whole time, just like trying to break out and say, look, no, actually, I find it better now talking about real stuff. It's not all about that bling bling stuff. All that is just, it's all just fake, and it feels fake, and it's not me. This is me. When I do my acoustic music and my rock and roll, and I just be myself, and I just express everything that's on my mind and things that's wrong with the world today. That is who I am. And then I just discovered a new vision in my music. It's actually, I want to help people. I want to give them something, some kind of value in my words, in my songs, you know, in my instruments. And like, in a way, I don't know, like, they can just feel something. They can take something back with them and think, oh, great, they feel like that too. Great, we both feel the same. Like, there's someone out there who feels the same as me. And it's not all that on your face kind of thing, you know, like bling, 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 bling. No, I'm being more real. I've been more real with my music now than I've ever been. And I'm so thankful my true soul came out, you know, and it's the key maker of its harmony, if you like. It's that kind of thing. Do you know, when everything just flows and everything's fine and everything comes naturally, that's when you know you've hit your chord. That's when you're on the right page with your music. You're on the right notes, and it all flows better then, you know. And I noticed then the universe vibes with me. It's all going right. It's all smoothing. It's all fitting into place like a puzzle, and you haven't got to try too hard. It all just comes together, and the right kind of people come into your life too. And the more positive you are, the better, you know. And you haven't got to be all that whatever people think they have to be when they're doing music. You've got to find your niche. You've got to find your place, your purpose. You've got to find where you belong with your music, and then it all just comes together, and people pick up on it, and people can tell if you're trying too hard or you're not. They can tell. So your music says a lot about who you are. So, you know, you've got to find your right words, the right kind of style, who you are. Because otherwise, how can people be sure who you are, to follow and look up to you? If you don't know who you are, if you can't put that out there in your music, how are you supposed to tell the world who you are? You know, how are you supposed to tell them about your music? How are you meant to share the message of your music if you don't know what it means? So it's great to go and develop your journey, definitely, of music. Don't just think, oh right, that's it, rap music is the thing for me, I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna bling on, you know. No, look deeper in your music. Find value, find something that's tangible, so you can go on and pull the right kind of people in and really make an impact on their life. And that's what music's all about, making an impact, definitely.
Well, the Wexford Island-based singer-songwriter Ronan Furlong mixes an intriguing combination of flavours in his writing. A bit of prog, a bit of folk, a bit of the Canterbury scene maybe, mixed with some more contemporary rock and pop features too. This is a song which was played for the first time on my midweek podcast show recently, and we now have the video for it too. It's Ronan Furlong, and the song is called King of Leaves.
The King of Leaves is marching out tonight. The Lord of Thorns is most satisfied. A wound that festered long is metastasized. sweeping all before the bridge of sighs. No honey words can ease his angry mind. He calling down the storm, sent away the dawn. He's fooling everyone. Oh yeah, his patience is forgone. Sent away the dawn. He calling down the storm. The king of leaves is marching out tonight. And who am I to tell him what is right? Vengeance on the wind and on the tide. The king of thorns has mayhem on his mind, and whispers of a dark and troubled time reached his ears across the great divide, and rising from the deep but very quiet, the king of leaves is vengeance on his mind. He calling down the storm, sent away the dawn. He's fooling everyone. Oh yeah, he's calling down the storm. He sent away the dawn. He's fooling everyone.
Well, Logan J. Parker is a very talented young singer-songwriter, normally based in North London, but she's been back with her family in Portugal since Christmas, stuck out there now, partly because of the pandemic and also partly because she's recovering from an old surfing injury, which unfortunately is also stopping her from being able to play her beloved guitar. But I am pleased to say we got the video for Logan's new track, which is called Walking Alone, on the show, and I caught up with Logan for this interview. Well, I'm very pleased to have as my interview guest on the show today, Logan J. Parker. Logan, welcome to Upstream on Trusted Doc TV.
Hi, Neil. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so happy to be on your show. I'm a big fan.
You're very welcome. I'm sorry to see that you're having to talk to you when you're in pain because the tendinitis thing.
Indeed. I'm just, I'm struggling with tendinitis on my left shoulder, and it kind of spreads all the way down the arm, and it's just really, really painful. I've been on painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and still trying to find out what's happening. I went to the doctors earlier and just was doing a scan to the shoulder to see what's happening there. I think it's like an old surf injury, and then it kind of got worse because I'm always playing the guitar and I'm always putting pressure on this left shoulder. So yeah, I need to get it fixed because I miss playing the guitar. It's been I think it's been 2 weeks now that I can't really move my arm. So yeah, I'm not at my best. Sorry.
You did break the rules though, didn't you, the other day? Because I saw your video.
I did. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't. And my sister, she's a doctor, and she phoned me and she was like yelling at me, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that." But it was a really cool opportunity. I went on the radio and I was just playing live a couple of original songs, so that was so appealing to me, and I was like, okay, let me try it. But yeah, don't do that, guys. It's bad for you. Don't follow my bad example.
And just for the sake of the viewers who won't know this, when you're talking about being on the radio, this is in Portugal, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's where I'm from originally. My parents are Portuguese, and So yeah, I went on this beautiful radio station called TSF in Lisbon, and I was just like chatting to the DJ, and I was playing my original songs, and it was really cool. It was like a live gig on the radio, so I had loads of fun. It's so cool to go on the radio. I love it.
Indeed, and you've been on my radio show a few times, although not being interviewed, just being played. But we'll be having more of that in the near future as well. So
Yes.
so I mean, obviously, I know you as being a Camden-based musician normally, but you've been out in Portugal for the whole of lockdown now, or?
I know. No, not for the whole lot. Maybe, yeah, this last lockdown, actually. I came on the 24th of December to spend Christmas with my family. And then I ended up staying a little longer because the situation in London in December and January was kind of like scary. And here in Portugal, things were kind of like nicer. So I thought of staying a little longer. I thought of staying just the month of January. And then I booked a flight in February. It got cancelled because of the travel ban, because now we have this Brazilian version of this virus, and yeah, and then I got another flight, it got cancelled again, and I've got a third flight, it got cancelled again, and now I can travel, but I would have to quarantine in a hotel, and that would be too expensive for me. So I'm just waiting for the the restrictions to lift a bit so I can travel back. I miss my house in Camden, and yeah, 3 months away from home. It's crazy, isn't it? It's really,
It
really
is mad,
crazy.
isn't it? Yeah,
But I'm trying to keep myself productive. Now I can't play the guitar. I was doing my live streams. I was working on new songs, but at the moment I can't do much. I'm just sitting at my computer and just trying to send emails to people, annoying people on the radio. Just, yeah, hey, I have a new song coming out next week, and just trying to work on my PR. That's what I've been doing lately.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good use of your time, I think. But so new single out, and obviously we've got the video here on the show, Walking Alone. So tell us what the story is with the song.
Right, so this is a really special song. It's called Walking Alone, and I wrote this song I think 5-6 years ago, and I was feeling really down. I remember that time I was just like, disappointed with the music industry, because I was like sending my music to people and they were just saying like, oh yeah, you should change this, you should change that, and no one could really get my essence. And I think that's really frustrating for a musician when you have something of your own that you want to share and then people don't accept it, or they just too critical. And I feel it's really painful to deal with that, especially when you're young and passionate and you're really excited about sharing your music with people. So yeah, I was just like, I felt really lonely at that time, and I was going through some personal problems as well. I was going through some really difficult times, and then I ended up writing Walking Alone. I think this song kind of tackles loads of mental health issues that musicians have, and I feel it's a very honest outburst from a musician who's really disappointed, frustrated, sad, and thinks about the worst things in the world. So it's a bit of a dark song, but it also has like this like hope in it. I think this a bit of the song and the lyrics say like, I have hope in a better tomorrow. So yeah, it also has a positive side. So yeah, I'm really excited about the song.
I think that resonates with people. I mean, mental health amongst musicians
Yeah.
is a big issue anyway. And of course, it's kind of been amplified by the whole lockdown situation. So I think people will relate to that, definitely. So what's the plan now? Obviously, at the moment, you can't go anywhere, and probably if you got tendinitis and you're recovering, you may be in the best place. But when things do change and you're able to come back to London, are you looking to get out and gig with that very cool band of yours?
Yeah, I miss, I think one of the things that I miss the most is just, playing live, and, actually interacting with an audience and feeling people's energy and hearing that feedback. and I think that I really miss that, and I can't wait to go back and just play with other musicians and just play live. I had a residency in Shoreditch in this beautiful venue called the Bridge. I was playing every Thursday night and it was going really well. I remember I started my first gig, I was really nervous and only a few people came and I was like, oh no. But then the second time it kind of got better, and the third time it got better and better until the last time it was completely packed. And we're going through a pandemic and I was a bit worried as well about people's safety. But it was such a great night, and it was my birthday. It was back in November. So it's been a long time since I, performed on a stage. So I'm really aching to go back and play live. So hopefully, fingers crossed, with all the vaccines and everything, and hopefully I'll be back playing live soon.
Oh, I hope so too. I mean, we've got we being me, first live event to be able to put on since October in May. It's outdoors because of the restrictions, and luckily it's a venue that can kind of convert to being outdoor or indoor. And then we're allowed, I think, live music indoors from the middle of June, aren't we? Sorry, from the middle of May. So we'll be able to do stuff in June. So not that far away, I guess. I mean, hopefully
not that far away, and time flies. So yeah, we'll be playing. We'll be getting together with other musicians and audiences pretty soon. I guess it's just a matter of us being conscious and careful with the rules and everything, and hopefully we'll be back on the road soon. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, I look forward very much to that. Well, just leaves me to say thank you very much for being the guest on the show today, Logan, and I really hope that arm recovers as soon as possible and you can get some relief and play guitar.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much, Neil, for having me on your lovely show. It's so nice to chat to you a bit about the music. And thank you for everything you do for all the musicians like me, all singer-songwriters who come to you with songs, and you're always so kind and open, and it's so refreshing in this industry to find someone that's human and kind and that actually listens. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Well, as promised, here is that video for Logan J. Parker and Walking Alone.
While I'm walking all alone with my heart made of stone, the road is long, so I look above. I've been crying alone, breaking my bones, all on my own, against the world, walking alone. I've been walking alone, walking alone. I've been walking alone. There's a war deep inside that's so easy to hide. I'm so afraid to lose this fight. I've been fighting alone, sweat, tears, and blood. I wish I could love without being hurt. Walking alone,
Well, I promised you the second part of the double header of the latest edition of the Music Diaries Barclay Spooky. Well, here it is.
So my music, the vision has changed dramatically, because when I first started out, it was all just about bling bling, you know, hip hop, high top sneakers, hey look at me, I'm blinging and blinging around the streets, la la la. But then the more purpose fulfilling time for me happened, and it was more to touch on subjects that will help people. So we actually talk about things that is non-conforming, breaking some constraints in society so that people can feel like they have a choice. Not trying to fit in with self-image and trying to be what people want, again trying to, you know, fit into boxes. We're breaking out of those boxes, we're being who we are. And also there is a lot to do, what I write about is to do tackling bullying and domestic abuse, because I've suffered that in my own relationships, and I think it's very important to address that out there in music, and to inspire some kind of courage for someone to break out of the constraints they're hiding. And you know, everybody wants a way out, and I think the best way to reach them is in music, because I'm sure they have people coming to them and say, hey, you know, you need to leave this person, they are controlling you. And when you have that said to you directly, you don't believe it. You're like, no, I love them to bits, they're not going to do this to me, they don't do this. But you know, you're exaggerating. Obviously you know what's happening to you. To hear it on the radio or something, or in some sort of way to come across my song and other people's music related to things like that, to give the message, to help them to feel, I think it's more powerful in music. Let me show you something that I've been recently working on. I'm still like, oh, I don't know, shall I release it or not? I released on Bandcamp only, just for the trial run. It's called Masks of Illusion, and basically it's a freestyle that I come up with in the space of like 5 minutes, but it does address all the problems, and yeah, again, to inspire them the courage to break out of those chains they're captive. So I will put this on and let you hear it, and yeah.
Masks of illusion. Rewrite the confusion, rewrite the fairy tale books, be rid of gender norms, keep it neutral, lower the expectations. Growing up, our future generations don't need to hurt like us. They don't need to hurt like us. With wonders of trust, of wonders of lust, of clouds, caught in candy dreams, replaying the strings, we know how it begins. Yeah, how it all pulls us in when we hit a reasonable age. Yeah, with the fire of rage, we meet someone who calms us down first. Yeah, they charm us, keep us guessing, only we end up gasping. Why or how this person become the unknown? They're like a stranger in our home. The lights are on, but the mind is cold. Cold. Just a shadow of impression, of wall closing, hardening compressions. Own mind is poisonous, causing concussion. Another row too sudden. They got us on a string like a puppet, back and forth, night away from cussing. Only ends up in gushes, tears rolling. They laugh at the confusion, continue abusing. Another day passes. That's when you are looking through fragments of the glasses. Yeah, those pieces, fragile feelings, shattering in moments. You wake up praying, they wake up and realize their doings. Nah, just one more day, another day to dream of. One mask reveals another mass of destruction. No shields. Got to break this cycle. Girl, you got to break the cycle. Build walls around you to protect you. They got you on a pedestal. Wake up from the daydream of stories. Don't take on the battle glory. What? Won't take on the baggage. They're using a human punch bag for their breakdown. Grow your wings. You're a warrior, a soldier, a power and knowledge. Mind clarifies the courage. Get your thoughts together, break away from the craving hunger. This lover is only here to define you, reshape your lines, mold you into an ornament that never sparkles and shines. strap you in for another nightmare ride, blame you for their hell times. They pick fights to spin the lies, claw you into their web of tricks, another edge too quick. Sword fights at ends with the knife blades. The pain aches, drawing blood in inches. The next cut won't be eased with stitches. Would you excuse the abuse or amplify the silence? Gotta think big, speak out, get out before they get in, picking the lock.
Well, the Cumbria-based act Deaf Robot, brainchild of Paul Taylor, no stranger to this show, having been on a couple of times before and had his other band on there as well. Well, it's good to have another video from Paul. This is Deaf Robot, and the song is called Night Falls. Well, I'm afraid to say that is all we have time for on edition 21 of Upstream. So thanks ever so much for watching, whether you joined us live in the chat room or whether you're watching later on YouTube. It will be 3 weeks now till the next edition of Upstream, because it is the first and third Tuesdays of the month. So the next one will be on the 6th of April. We'll be back then with more live tracks, more new videos, more interviews, and maybe a few other things besides. Until then, take care, everybody. Stay safe, and see you in 3 weeks' time.